to the Town Planning Program. This is the program where you get to meet the architects of our cities. And who are they? They are the town planners who shape our cities and communities. They are called town planners. And this program is brought to you by the Nigerian Institute of
Town
Planners, FCT Abuja.
FCT chapter.
FCT chapter. Okay. So you're welcome once again. Now, last week we started the discussion on who is a town planner and the roles of town planners in city management. And we discovered that they are very important people who make sure that they make the cities livable and sustainable for us. To make sure that we are okay and we live in a very sane environment. Okay. So for today's episode, we will dive into the part 2 of last week's topic, and we are going to explore how town planners manage city growth and solve challenges. My name is Olubumi Ruben, your host for today. And I have my able co-host with me today. He is Dr. Kanu Kingsley. He is the second vice chairman, FCC chapter, and also a member of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners. Right?
Yeah. Good evening, viewers.
All right. And as you know how we do here, we don't just talk without having people that are well versed in town planning. Yes. And joining us in the studio today is an expert in the field, and he is town planner Kabir Yari. He is a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, and he is the past president of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, and he's also a member of the National Institute.
MNI.
MNI. Wow. Let's. You see, we don't just bring anybody here. People with experience.
Customers beyond borders and
okay. And so before we start our program today, please, you can watch us live on Facebook. That is Eagles FM Abuja, and also on YouTube Eagles 1023. And for those of you that reached out to me on Facebook, this is a time for you to hook up to us and you can see us live on Facebook.
Yeah.
So let's dive into the discussion for today, and I hand over to Dr. Kanu Kingsley.
Okay. Good evening, sir. And
Good
you're
evening.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so last week we started the conversation regarding who a town planner is and their roles in city management.
Yeah.
So we are still continuing on that topic. We've not exhausted it.
Yeah.
So I would like you to speak on the specific roles town planners play in managing city development. What specific roles do town planners play?
Yeah, when you talk of city, you find that it has so many aspects of it.
Yes.
And one of the instruments or one of the tools that they have is the master plan that they have.
Okay.
Master plan covers so many areas. If you look at the areas, it covers residential, it covers commercial, it covers industrial.
Okay.
Then there are service areas that you will do.
Okay.
So you find out that if you want that city to function and be effective, then you need to manage what is drawn should be translated on the ground.
Okay.
So what do you say what is drawn is translated on the ground? It means that you have to look at issues. For example, the first big land use factor is residential.
Okay. Yeah.
Do people have the houses now? Are the houses accessible and affordable to those people who have them?
Okay.
So you found out that then as you manage the city, you try to forecast what is the number of houses that will be needed per year, actually, so that you work to provide them incrementally.
Okay.
Each year you add, so that there is no homelessness.
Okay.
People will not be there. So you find out that when you are addressing residential issues, that is the other aspect. The other aspect is how do those people who live in the city get employed?
Okay.
That's a
Issue of
very good
employment.
question.
Yeah, because you have to have employment. And two, how do they reach their places of employment without much difficulty,
Okay.
Okay.
Transportation now.
without stress. So you find out that when you want to look at the employment, you look at in the master plan there are places for employment.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are the commercial areas, those are the
Okay.
industrial areas. Then as a town planner, you try to assess and see that the provision for the commercial areas is always there.
Okay.
Particularly convenience shopping, that people can move easily. So you look at the industrial area, how is it moving? So you find that if you want to manage, you have to see the relationship between residential, commercial, industrial, and ensure too that whoever goes out to work does not spend too much time, does not spend too much cost.
Okay.
So those are the things when you are managing a city, because you sometimes come and do your assessment.
Okay.
So it's not only that employment. Again, you look at people. How would the people there recreate? How would they enjoy?
Okay.
So sometimes you see that even the sporting facilities that you provide,
Yes.
that's on the larger scale.
Okay.
Particularly when you have a children, when you have a population, population has its own characteristics.
Yes.
In Nigeria, the largest portion, if you look, it's a pyramid that you
Yeah.
do.
Okay.
The bottom of the pyramid is a big, so most of the population in Nigeria is youth population.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
youth population, they need active recreation.
Yes.
They need places to play football. They need these other things, and again, you need for the women, you need their reproductive age at that time.
Yes.
Okay.
The old people are there, so you are looking at facilities, health facilities. You are looking at this, so it is all encompassing. Then, out of recreation,
Yeah.
we are talking of climate change.
Yes.
And when you talk of climate change, you are talking of organized open spaces
Yeah.
where people can recreate, where people can, where you have green, so that they become lungs that they will absorb the oxygen and whatever, so that they purify the air that we breathe.
Okay.
So you find out that if you are managing the city, it is quite wide. A planner has so many roles,
Okay.
but again, there is issue of administration. How do you arrange those things
Those,
for
yes.
the planners to work?
To work.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed. In fact, I learned a lot from what you
From
just
this
said. Now.
conversation. Yeah.
Yes, and something just stood out to me. It's the green spaces,
Yeah.
and I think we need to have a lot of education on that green spaces, because people don't understand what that
those
green
spaces
yes
are.
what it means, because you see people encroaching on places that are supposed to be green. So I want you to just shed more light and tell them the advantage of why we need those green spaces to be there without anybody encroaching on those spaces.
Yeah. First, if I start to say, this is a period of climate change.
Okay.
So when you say green spaces, usually they have trees, they have grasses, they have other things. So they are what they call the natural assets. When you have the natural assets, it means that they will help the city. Like they are sponges. When you have rain and that is green, sometimes the city, there are so many places that is impermeable.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there'll be a lot of runoff, there'll be so many, but when you have green spaces, they'll be able to soak the rain and it go down. So
Yes.
it means that they recharge the water surfaces.
Okay.
Two, for mental health.
Okay.
Many people sometimes, if you have places like condominium, you have children, I say our population is made of much of the youth. The youth want to go and play. So one of the requirements is you have to have more open spaces, like
Open
green spaces,
spaces,
where they can
yes.
go and recreate. And if you look at Abuja here,
Yeah.
just go to is it the Eagle Square and see how people come on weekends to go there and unwind.
Yes.
Third, you find out the trees that you plant
Yeah.
in the open spaces, they are the like lungs for the city.
Yes.
So it is very important. So in short, it is one, it is for psychological and physiological needs.
Needs.
Okay.
Two, it helps the city in climate change issues
Okay.
because they are preserving the natural assets, and the natural assets are very important in combating climate change.
Okay.
Extreme heat
Yeah.
wave,
Yes.
and then flooding.
Okay.
Very
Because
important.
if you look at some places, you find out that where you plant grasses, where you
Yes.
plant trees,
Yes.
the water, if it runs out, it is not muddy. But if you just leave another place, it becomes muddy. And muddy water, once it settles, it settles down, it deposits.
Yes.
So you find out the drainages will be clogged much easier because as the velocity reduces,
Yeah.
it sediments. So there will be siltation on the ground. But if you have green spaces, it will reduce siltation. So even your drainage and even your infrastructure will last longer without much needing management as we have in town planning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, still further to this green issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Within the FCT, driving around, you find out that most of the green areas now are giving way to residential. And what do you advise
Yes.
the government or the city managers, and
To
how
do
can
about
town
it?
planners, you as a town planner, what advice do you think you have for the government to ensure that the master plan, which is one of the tools you mentioned earlier, is adhered to strictly?
Strictly.
I think the most important thing is when we get plans, our urban plans, they need to be approved.
Okay.
Once they are approved, then that is what we call a participatory development control.
Okay.
When the people know the plans around their areas, then it's difficult for somebody to combat. They had done an experiment in Ghana with the people that once you come to the neighborhood, and even if you look at the planning case,
Yeah.
there was one judge in Lagos. He bought the plan. He bought his plot
Okay.
near an open space.
Wow.
Yeah, in the evening he was just looking out. He saw some construction work going. I will never remember this because when I was reading planning law, that is
Yes.
one of the cases. They will say this versus this.
Yes.
So he came out and say, as far as he's concerned, when he bought his plot, it was an open space,
Yes.
Wow.
and he's not aware that there was changes in the master plan, approved changes.
Okay.
So in fact, he won the case. So what is important, I think, it is people should understand that the green spaces is for them.
Okay.
If you put more houses, you see the plans are done with a lot of calculation.
Yes. Yes.
Calculation in the sense that the number of people are known.
Okay.
If you are adding modesty.
Okay.
Particularly if you are, because the services that you add, or you overload the services.
Okay.
The transformer is there, has a capacity. That is why the number of plots that you have.
Yes.
By the time you introduce those things in green spaces, you introduce so much, it will add load to the transformer. The same thing with the water system.
Water system. Okay.
Yeah, the same thing with the sewage, because more water will be pumped
Required.
out, because every day somebody has to go to the toilet, has to take bath, so that wastewater will have to go out. So you found out that if you are converting green spaces, you are overloading the system and the efficiency of the system at the same time.
Okay.
So what I think is that we should, as a matter of priority,
Yes.
importance, that when you finish a master plan, that master plan needs to be formally approved.
Okay.
Before any alteration,
Yeah.
there must be approved for alteration.
Okay.
So in that case, it seals changes abruptly.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
That's very wonderful. So before we go on to the next question, I think let me open the phone lines
Okay,
so that
please
people
go ahead.
can
And
begin
call
to
in.
ask, call in and ask questions. So the numbers to call are 090 9705 4450, 090 9705 4450. The next one to call is 090 87 87 66 8888, 090 87 66 8888, and the last one to call is 090 73 53 0044. And if you're trying to call and you can't get us, you can send your WhatsApp message to 090 9705 4450. I'll call it again, 090 9705 4450. Okay, so you've said a lot about town, the role of town planners, but there's something that you said, something that I want you to, if you can go back on it now. For a certain community, are there certain number of houses that are supposed to be in that place? Because I see that you talked about maybe if the houses are too much, the load on the what's it called now?
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure, yes, will be much. Because now we see new buildings spring up every day. So is it that they are not aware of the number of houses that are meant to be for that particular environment, or because you see the transformer breaking down every day. So now that you're saying, maybe that's the reason why the transformer is
overpopulation.
breaking
Yeah.
down. I
Being
don't
overloaded.
know. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Thank you very much. That is true, actually. But you found out that if you do actual planning, let me just take the case of Abuja where we are.
Okay.
The plan of Abuja started, you see, first with the residents. The residents, then so many residents you put together as a residential cluster.
Okay.
You put some residential clusters together, it forms a neighborhood.
Okay.
Then you put many neighborhoods together, it forms a district.
Okay.
Yeah? So when you put the districts together, it is the town.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's the town. That
That's the
becomes the
town.
town.
Yeah.
But there are some things they did in Abuja which was not actually about 4 districts. You have a center for them, but it has not been
Sector
actualized.
center.
Sector center.
Sector
Yeah.
center, okay.
So when you have 4 districts, you have 1 sector center. But the sector centers have not been. The spaces for them have been left in the master plan, but have not been actualized.
Actualized,
And that's one
okay.
of the big issues that you have. So we found out that when you plan a neighborhood, first the residential cluster,
Yes.
you have a specific number
Number of houses.
Of houses.
that are supposed to be there.
that are supposed to be there, and they have specific facilities, because when you are in a residential cluster or in a neighborhood, a child is supposed to walk to his school.
Okay.
You are not supposed to carry somebody from one district to another.
Travel to another
No.
district.
Usually you have 5 minutes, and 5 minutes is not more than 500 meters.
The walking distance.
Yeah.
Walking
walking
distance. Yeah,
distance,
5
yeah.
minutes a child should walk to a nursery school, kindergarten.
Okay.
Kindergarten, nursery
Nursery
school.
school, yeah.
So you found out that then the distance to primary school is much longer, a little longer, but when you put so many clusters together in a neighborhood, you may have only 1 secondary school.
Yes.
But by the time you come to the district, you have more secondary school, higher secondary schools. The same thing with the city when you have what you call CBD, Central Business District, for the whole town. You
Yeah.
found that the hierarchy, the size is bigger than a district center.
Yes.
So when you have neighborhood, you have neighborhood center. That's why sometimes a neighborhood center. So each neighborhood is like self-contained.
Okay.
Yeah,
Has
each
all its
neighborhood
facil-
is supposed to have self-contained.
Yeah,
That's what we have in
facilities.
Abuja. Facilities, religious facilities, nursery, primary,
Market.
neighborhood centers. That's what they call the, yeah, you don't call them markets, neighborhood centers.
Centers,
Yeah,
okay.
but in the district you have the markets.
Market.
Yeah, these ones are neighborhood centers for necessities, for dailies and whatever. So if you follow that planning, and this is what we have in Abuja, if you follow that planning regime, you find that everything is done properly. But when somebody comes and have attachment, you have somewhere he says, well, can I? So you find out that that is the problem that we have. Yeah, even if you look at the case, the same thing with Abuja. If you look at the Abuja master plan as it was planned, and the Abuja master plan as it is now,
Yeah.
you have so many attachments. If like in a bus, you put a desk to have so many attachments. That is why they have a lot of these congestion issues.
Issues here
Because
and there.
yeah, when you have when you didn't plan for something, you didn't plan for Gusapi, they go and put Gusapi. It's on the other edge.
Yeah.
You didn't plan for Katampe extension, they go and put Katampe
Extension.
extension. It's not part of this master plan actually. You didn't plan for this, they call it the belly. There was no phase 5 in the master plan. But you have phase 5 now. That's the belly, the sub belly. So we found out the transportation arteries as we arrange them are not radiating, are not moving as you are
not
supposed to
moving
move.
as they're
That is just
supposed
the
to
issue that you
do.
have. But before, if you look at the master plan of Abuja, every house has access road directly to go to it. And each house has transit ways. There are transit ways that move and connect the town.
Towns together.
But some of these new developments, I'm saying districts, particularly district, they're not connected to this transit ways in a better way.
Okay.
So that's one of the biggest problems
Problem.
That
for
the
us.
city
Yeah.
has. Okay.
You say exigencies, but do them properly, if they are.
If they are, yeah. very
Okay.
good.
So, furthermore, how do the town planners now balance this development with environmental impacts? How can development be balanced with these various environmental impacts?
Yeah.
Though you've mentioned some before, climate
Yeah.
change, flooding, and the rest. Others, how can balance developments
Yes, you found out that one interesting thing is that in planning, town planners, first of them, they look at one of the difficulties in the environment is even the issues of runoff, the issues of sewer, the issues of this, because you found out that we look at the topography, study it very well, and see how we can, naturally a sewer line does not need anything to pump it. It goes by gravity.
Okay.
So the same thing with drainage. We look at the drainage and we follow gravity.
Gravity.
You found that in the old parts of Abuja, there is no way you can see after 10 minutes, all the rainwater drains
Goes.
naturally.
Goes
No problem. But when you temper, so you find that that is a natural follow. And
okay.
two, the Abuja master plan looks at the landscapes, all those hills and those other things. They say leave it as an open space. Abuja master plan is one that has so much spaces for open spaces,
Okay.
but they were deliberate,
Okay.
deliberate in order to protect the environment.
Okay.
Yeah, in order to protect the environment, ensure that is the flooding, the natural vegetation is conserved, and as so not only natural vegetation, also the biodiversity.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see how the planners look at the environment. They look at the environment, look at when they follow natural patterns. You find that there is no flooding.
Yeah.
In Abuja too, you found out a part of the environment is that they don't want you to move in the scorching sun.
Okay.
So traffic is segregated. There is motorist traffic, there is a footpath for pedestrians.
Yes.
So there is segregation between the
Motorist
motorist traffic
and
and
pedestrians.
pedestrian traffic. And to
Okay.
improve that in Abuja in the master plan, it says put a tree canopy on the footpath so that people will walk under the canopy.
Okay.
Yeah, it has been done in some parts of Maitama, some parts of Gariki. So you find that
Yes.
that is the environment.
Yeah, people
It not
walk
only
on it.
cools the places,
Yes.
but pedestrians are walking under the shade. So
Okay.
they're enjoying the environment.
Okay.
So you find out that when you have a planner, it is synonymous that you are protecting the environment. But without planning, then you are having environmental problems.
Okay.
But there are some other issues that we can say development
Okay.
and environment.
Environment.
That's why we call the environmental
Envi-
management.
Yes.
Yeah, because those are the things that we need to balance, and we always try to, because when you want to do construction,
Yeah.
you need sand,
Yes.
Okay.
you need gravels, you have to export it from the environment.
Yeah.
But again, you try to
Need
see
to
how you can
manage.
balance those things. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
With this explanation now, if you still move around town, you find out that within the hills, this environment we talk about, that most structures are taking place on the hills now.
Okay.
So how?
Okay, that's true on the hills.
Yes. You find out that these places that were preserved, like you made mention that they were deliberate, that the master
Yeah.
plan deliberately
Yeah,
preserved them. But we find out that buildings are coming up in those places now.
That's true. So how
Yeah.
What will town planners do?
Yeah, from technical issues, I wouldn't say my experience. From technical issues, actually, the master plan left those places
Okay.
so that they can be preserved and they can help the city.
Okay.
Yes, some people see that, yes, if you go to the hill, the higher you go, the better.
Okay.
It's better to go to the hills, so they are acquiring the hills now to use. The difficulties are this. First is that when you are doing the water supply system, you didn't do the pressure to climb to those places. So if you build there, you have issues of water supply.
Okay.
And the same issue with sewer. Because if you cannot do a septic tank on a rock,
Okay.
it will not absorb.
It
Soak
won't.
away, it will not
Yeah.
soak.
Yes, it won't.
So you find that you do two, which is a difficult thing for the environment, is that when you temper with high ground, it increases runoff down.
Okay.
So it's not only the issue of flooding in future,
Okay.
but even boulders and other things that are being carried down. So it is an environmental issue. It's an environmental. If it is not handled well, it will become an environmental disaster.
Disaster. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so one more question I want to ask. Although I know that while you were talking, you've answered a bit of it, but I want you to be more elaborate now. And this question is this: what are the biggest planning issues in Nigerian cities, especially let's talk about Abuja? you talked about different things.
Yes.
So we need like a practical example, because we know there are so many issues concerning planning, especially in Abuja.
Yeah. If we talk of Abuja, actually, because there are differences when you are looking at Abuja and you're looking at other cities. The main difference is that Abuja has, the master plan says it has a population of 3 point something million.
Okay.
If it has passed that 3 point something million, it should be outside with the satellite town. So it means that in Abuja is a city with two populations, the day population and the night population.
Okay.
People come in the morning to work, so the day population is higher than the night population. In the evening, they'll go back to those places that they go.
Okay.
So one of the most important things and one of the most difficult things is when you have people coming, then there are provisions for rapid transit,
Okay.
high capacity transit.
Okay.
So there are light rails, there are so many things that have been designed, right from coming from Zuba to the city
To the
center.
city
The city
center.
center has a lot of the rail station,
Okay.
so many things that you can, BRT,
Okay.
bus, rapid transit,
Yeah.
these other things. Unfortunately,
That's it.
unfortunately, up to now there is no public transport, organized
Organized public
transport.
Oh
transport.
dear.
Because I will not go to say I'm going to Kubwa. When I go to the city center,
Yes.
where will I take a bus to Kubwa? Which is the number of the bus to Kubwa? You say bus number 4, number 5, number 6.
Okay.
I don't see that one. Those people coming from Mararaba, because of the proximity,
Yes.
people are staying around Yanya, Mararaba, those things. The master plan has made for the rail transit. The rail transit is not there, the BRT is not there, bus rapid transit is not there, and that's why you have congestion. So for FCT, yes, the difficulties is transportation
Main issue.
is the main issue. Second, it is because it's a city that's designed for the rich.
Okay.
They should have paid more attention again to the satellite town so that they can accommodate more people. When you come to the city, you are living in a very highbrow area, you are enjoying. But by the time you go back to the satellite towns, you go back to slums. So it is a contrast.
Okay.
There has to be a balance, because you don't plan one part and leave the other part.
On the other part.
Yeah, you don't do that. So you have to plan
Balance.
together. But the most important thing is that because of circumstances,
Yeah.
Okay.
people see that as relative safety. People migrate to Abuja every day. There are politicians who come to House of Representatives, to House of Senate. They have to follow their workers. They do everything, so they come and migrate to see them. People want to get their share of the federal capital, so they come. Politicians are elected, sometimes including the presidency, they come with their own people.
Yeah.
So you find that the influx is so high.
High,
What is
okay.
important actually is to ensure that you plan continuously so that there is no backlog.
Backlog,
As
okay.
we have now, we have backlog because
Backlog.
the planning and the provision of services is not matching
Matching.
what we are having on the ground.
Oh my God, our
There are more
time.
population to
Yes.
population is higher than what
Yes,
is on
yes.
ground.
So, Dr. Kanu, can you please give out the number for our time is like we're out of time.
Okay, out
today.
of time. So
Yes.
the number you could send your messages is 080 6121 9684. I take it again, 080 6121 9684.
Okay, and there you have it. Thank you for tuning in today, and we hope you tune in next week,
Next
same
week.
time, this time. And from us here, it's
It's,
bye.
bye.
Bye. Bye.